All right, hello and welcome back to Probably Shouldn't Be Recording This. I am your host, Josh Love. First of all, I would like to apologize. I know I haven't recorded a new episode in 2 weeks. There's a few reasons for that. I went to record 2 weeks ago, and the little microphone that I bought from Five Below is one where you plug the base of the microphone into the little port on the bottom of your phone. Well, that little port on the microphone broke as I was putting it into my phone. So my microphone broke 2 weeks ago, and it broke, and then I have been so tired and busy that I couldn't get around to getting another microphone. And I was going to get a microphone today, but I checked around and none of the Five Belows in a 30-mile radius had the microphone that I needed. And then I went and I checked to see about Walmart. They didn't have any microphones. And then I checked Best Buy. They didn't have the kind of microphones I needed. They're all sold out. I could order them online, but I don't know how long of a process that would be. So I just kind of said, fuck it. I will record it straight off of my microphone on my phone. So we are back. I will eventually get a new microphone. I'm not sure when, but it's in the works. But I've also been crazy busy in between still working my job. I've also been, as you guys know, applying to jobs like crazy. And after a couple months of literally nothing, I finally got 2 really good opportunities happening at the same time. I had a really good interview on Thursday for one of them, and I find out Tuesday if I move on to the second round of interviews. And then I had a phone interview for the other position on Tuesday, and was told I would know by the end of the week if I was going to get an in-person interview. And that phone interview I thought went really well, and I was right, because it wasn't even a day later that they scheduled an in-person interview next week. So, I'm hopeful. The job I interviewed for on Thursday is the job I prefer, but both jobs are something that I can do and that I could succeed at. So, promising hopes for the first time this whole job searching cycle. And I'm very excited to see what happens. I'm very confident that I'm going to get a second interview with the place I interviewed on Thursday. The interview on Thursday, it felt more like a conversation, not an interview. And I was making the interviewer laugh, and we had a really good rapport, and she would be the person I would be working directly under. So I'm taking all of that as a good sign. Me being a little nosy, and then also completing all my work, so I had nothing to do, so I got a little bored, and I looked just to check on the position on the place I applied from, and it said the position was closed. So that means, in my mind, that they found their person. And selfishly, I'm like, oh, they found me. I'm going to be the person. So, I will keep you guys updated. But, cross your fingers, think good thoughts, all of that hokey stuff. So yeah, that's the first thing I wanted to talk about, why I've been absent for a couple of weeks. The next thing I want to talk about, and it came up just yesterday in my life, a lot of people do not respect that the fact of having no plans is very much intentional. So when people reach out to you and are like, hey, do you have any plans this weekend, or do you have any plans tonight? I'm in town for 6 hours and I was hoping we can hang out. If I actively am like, I am making no plans. This month has been crazy. Every weekend has been full of activities and gatherings. We got, in my family alone, there's 3 different birthdays. So we had multiple parties, and I had to go be social on my days off, and that's not something I'm normally used to. So 2 weekends in a row of that, I was wiped. My wife and I looked at each other and said, we ain't doing shit this weekend, which is right now. I just started my weekend. But yesterday, my wife was reached out to and said, hey, we're going to be in by some people. They said, hey, we're going to be in town. Are you available to get together? And we haven't seen these people in a while. They're family, so we kind of a little bit felt obligated, but at the same time, it's assumptuous, I don't know if that's a word, to assume that people are just going to drop whatever they're doing to come see you. And granted, I know, it's family, and I get all that, but where I'm getting frustrated is that I don't feel like I can say, sorry, I don't have any plans, and those are my plans. I don't think that would go over well, if that makes sense. Because people would be like, well, if you don't even have any plans, you can come hang out with me. It's like, no, I intentionally didn't make plans, so I didn't have to do anything. And then I can see in my head the looks that I would get, or that my wife would get, if we actually said what we wanted to say. I'm sorry, my social battery is empty. I need a recharge. There's a shirt that I own that I wear every Friday where it has battery in the top left-hand corner and it's on 1%. That's how I've been the last 2 weeks. So for me this weekend, and for my wife too, because she's very much the same, we are very similar. We are homebodies. We do not like going out on the weekends. Especially if it means a lot of interacting socially. Because if I don't bring... I put it to people this way. If I leave the house, I have to take a particular mindset out of the house. Because if I don't, I'm not going to be able to have a conversation. It happened to me while I was recovering from my hernia surgery. I really, really, really was craving Dutch Brothers. And I did not, I wasn't too familiar with the process of Dutch Brothers. So I went and I ordered my coffee, and you pull up to the window, and they're making the coffee. And I guess their baristas are instructed to have conversations with people. And this poor gal, she was trying to have a conversation with me, but my brain could not compute. So I gave short one-word answers, and I was not trying to be disrespectful, but I didn't bring my conversating brain out into the world. So when I don't do that, it's 1-2 word answers. I'm not able to fully carry on a conversation. It's tough. And oh man, I've lost my train of thought. So we just felt like we couldn't say to these family members, like, actually, I don't have any plans, and that was intentional. Like, we are socially burnt out. Our social meter is empty. We love you guys with all of our hearts, but we just don't want to leave the house. And I need that to be more acceptable, because right now it's definitely like, oh, well, you just don't want to see me. It's like, no, I don't want to see anyone. No disrespect to you, but I literally fantasize about, on my days off, I'm on one spot in the couch, my wife is on the other spot in the couch, and we are just lounging, watching whatever we want, having snacks, doing all that kind of stuff. That is literally the perfect day spent on a weekend. And I just feel like it's so unaccepted or unacceptable socially when most of my friends understand that's how I am now. I used to be a social butterfly. I used to be an extrovert. I am very, very much an introvert now. I have extrovert tendencies, but if I don't have to leave the house, I'm not going to. And I still, I'm still hesitant to tell people, like, hey, do you want to do something? And I just want to be able to say, actually, no, I don't. No disrespect to you, but I need a recharge. That needs to be more accepted, and I think it is getting more accepted. But at the same time, certain people, whether they're friends, family, partners, they still don't find it acceptable. They're like, well, if you have free time, you should be able to spend it with us. I'm like, no, free time means free to do whatever I want. And what I want to do is absolutely fucking nothing. And, it's a struggle. And I wish that it was more accepted. But so this weekend, I actually took Wednesday off. We're about to pass Memorial Day. And I have every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off. So I took Wednesday off next week. So I have myself a little 4-day weekend. Mixed in with some interviews and stuff like that. So it's going to be, and I got a whole bunch of fucking weeds to pull. And okay, sorry, this car's gotta go. Oh, I need to go the other way. Oh no, I forgot where I was going. I look like I'm an idiot. Oh boy, that looked terrible. Whoops. I forgot I had to stop and get vape juice. So I was going left when I needed to go right. But rectified the situation, and I'm almost at the vape shop, so I will be cutting this off here shortly. But yeah, I don't know if there's other people out there like me that I don't know if it's because the other thing about me is I'm very, very much an empath. So I pick up on energies, and like the last weekend we were at a birthday party and there was a Trumper, a Trumplican, a person that loved and talked about Trump. He didn't talk about them at the party, but I could just pick up that he was, he had some bad juju, and it drained me. So, it's just tough for people like me and my wife who need constant recharging of our batteries. And it could be something with my inner workings as well. I could have low testosterone. It could be a myriad of things, but it's just like I just want it to be okay that I just want to do nothing, you know, and I'm rehashing the same thing. But that's kind of the main one I wanted to talk about today. Respect people's boundaries. And if you ever get that situation where you ask someone to hang out and they say no, and then you come to find out that they didn't have plans, it's okay. They could have just needed a recharge. Don't take it personally. But yeah, so anyway, guys, it's good to be back. This is episode 30. I never in my wildest dreams thought I would be able to record 30 episodes of a podcast. And I get to see where people are listening from. And the fact that I am listened to on a worldwide audience, granted, it's like by 250 people, but still, that's 250 people that take time out of their day to listen to a boring-ass 43-year-old white dude in Colorado. So I'm just very thankful for you guys. I'm sorry it took so long for me to record an episode. I don't think that will be happening again. I think I'll be back on my every Friday schedule. So that being said, you guys know my plans. I ain't doing shit. But if you guys have to go anywhere, make sure you go with love. Send me some good vibes on these interviews. And hopefully I have a super duper duper positive update for you next Friday. All right, guys. Love you.